In the Paramore system, there floats the twin planets of Ein in an intricate dance. The Eurasian government built the experimental research and reclamation vessel, the Calamity's Refrain, now lies shattered. A series of small mechs, sporting the Scoundrel Armada colors, spiral across its mile-long frame, claiming the valuable debris.
Good morning, June.
Oh, good, you're all here. I have a bit of an unusual job for you today. A concerned party has reached out to us about one of their ships being attacked.
What exactly is going to be going down with this besides just the retrieval?
Will we be given a ride?
I have no resources I can really spare. The only thing I can provide for you is the company spaceship, the Bad Penny. That's it. Information has been limited. They're kind of cagey about it, as far as I can tell. They want to rescue the crew from the ship and claim as many of their weird alien rocks as they can. Presumably the space pirates that attacked it are still there, so you may be expected to fight through a small team of Scoundrel Armada. I don't know.
Alright, so prepare for a fight.
Alright, let's go kick some ass.
Fighting isn't exactly my strong suit. What we do see is Gaia squatting in an alley in a dark corner as people come up to them, just like
Handing out baseball bats to people.
except that Gaia is a small person, so they're like on a ledge, like a rail or something.
They're on a trash can.
To make them more intimidating?
Yeah. And then
That's
you just
awesome.
see their glowing artificial eyes, just like
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Little spooky gremlin.
That's a very good scene in the movie we're making. Okay. Effie.
Yeah. Ephemeral wants to research on the what were they? I totally forgot what they were called again.
The pirates or the people you're
Scoundrel
working?
Armada.
Okay. All right.
She wants to see if she can find any weaknesses that she can exploit during this mission.
Okay.
So, I think Ephemeral is just like, her body disappears up into the Roomba, and she just kind of like goes into the
Mhm.
waiting room of the June Agency. It's just kind of hovering in there while she researches.
I want a scene of like one of the employees to like walk in, see you, and do a double take. Like they want to poke you with a.
She isn't hovering like on the ground. She's like above average human height.
Yeah, like there's probably a shot of like two employees, one employee as a broom and is like about to poke you with it, and the other employee is like informing you like, no, that thing has a gun, man, don't poke it. That's like a person. It's got a gun. What's wrong with you?
Yes, excellent, very good.
Roll research.
I have a thing. Sift, take +1 ongoing to research in a secure database.
Fantastic.
So that is a 12.
Nice.
I rolled the fail so you guys could succeed.
13 plus mind. Cool.
Goodness.
When you investigate a person, place, object, or service using the da-da-da-da-da, ask question from the list below. Take intel. Cool. Nice. The MC will answer your question and answer a follow-up question from the list below. Where could I find? How secure is? Or what is related to? How secure is not the Scoundrel Armada, but like the thing that they use to run the Scoundrel Armada. Like the way they give orders and how they get information across. How secure is it? Can I hack it and change stuff?
What I want to know is, what are you using to get this information?
I could just get into the internet, right?
So you're Googling space pirates?
No. The way I imagine it is kind of like, what was that movie where it was about people, it was a dystopia and people could go into video games and get money from that?
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. I imagine it's kind of like that, where she goes into like a chat room, but there's people there, and she appears there in a physical form and goes to like find information brokers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you some stuff, and that might make you change your mind about the questions you want to ask.
Okay.
As you go around, and we get these shots of Ephemeral Orchid, talking to different information brokers, pulling up different heads-up displays, and like scrolling on holograms, and talking to different like shady internet avatars. A thing you know is there are no Scoundrel Armada, like scavenging teams in the area.
Huh.
You're only getting this because of your full success. But what you learn is there are some Scoundrel Armada refugees on the other side of the planet that are like kind of based out inside of a canyon, but they don't really have spaceships, let alone mechs or weapons like capable of attacking like a freight spaceship. When I was getting Justin to make the map for me, and we were scaling it, a thing we learned is that the Calamity's refrain is a mile tall. So
How wide is it?
So does everyone remember Pioneer Park from Woodland?
No.
Okay, well, imagine a large
Kind of?
park. The foot of the Calamity's refrain fits in a park.
Ugh.
Oh. Okay.
It's a big ship.
Oh, that's right. This thing is a mech.
Oh, that makes more sense.
You should have said that.
That was going to be a reveal when you guys flew
You
out
said
there.
a foot, and I was like, what's the scale? A foot to a mile? What?
Yes. A thing about the Calamity's refrain is that it is in fact it is a spaceship, yes, but it is also shaped like a human woman.
Sexy lady. Sexy robot lady.
Not really.
I'm just imagining the Statue of Liberty. Just like
Yes,
in
that's
space.
exactly what I was going to say. Imagine if Lady Liberty was made out of gold
Oh.
and flew around in space. Also, it's a mile tall.
Amazing.
I mean, isn't Lady Liberty?
Lady Liberty is pretty big. I don't think it's a mile tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So, what would I ask after this?
Lady Liberty is 305 feet tall.
Oh, that's not even close.
That is not close at all. It's close. It'd be closer to the height of the Empire State Building. A little
Okay, that makes more sense.
taller still taller, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what question this would go under, but based off what I just figured out, I have a question.
Sure.
I want to know who would have something that could take this down. The weapons and the ship and whatever, because you just said the Scoundrel Armada wouldn't have stuff like this to do this. So who would?
Oh no, yeah. They're scavengers. I described them briefly as garbage punk. Or like rust punk, even.
Grease punk.
Grease punk, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so who are you talking to right now? Like just a information broker?
Kind of, but I think like more weapon based, and maybe like kind of like into not border control, but like watching ships and movement and package delivery and stuff.
Reese has just posted in the group chat that a mile is 5,280 feet, which puts the
Yeah.
Calamity's refrain at 5,030 300 feet tall. Yeah, no, that's right.
And to pair this, I took a picture of the tallest buildings in the world. The tallest building is 2,717 feet. That is 3,000 feet. Like around 3,000 feet taller. Right.
It's a little over half.
All
Riley!
right. So, this information broker, I think their avatar looks like a chibi Final Fantasy character. That just kind of floats in the air at eye level with people. And they're like,
Right. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people were after the Calamity's refrain. It's a big experimental ship and mech. A lot of people were interested in that kind of technology. And frankly, that Free Earth technocracy weren't super happy with it. Rumors say, and this is just hearsay, so don't quote me on it, but some people were talking about how the ship had been loaded up with a advanced experimental AI. And that didn't rub the Free Earth technocracy the right way. Kinda thought it was competition for their weird robot god.
Thank you for the information. I will definitely put this to good use.
That's just where my money's at. Bet they're trying to scalp it for all the cool tech.
I mean, understandable. Everything is free reign when you can't fight back.
the little floating Final Fantasy character, which I have just decided now is the Black Mage from Final Fantasy. You know that guy that's like that's all robes and then a pointy hat, and you just got the two dots in between? That guy, that's what it looks like. Just a floating chibi version of that dude. It like kind of shrugs and goes, "Remember, you didn't hear it from me."
I don't know who the fuck you are, so I couldn't put a name to you anyway.
Cool. Good talk, Effie. And you, as the player, get one more question.
I do?
Yeah, you get a follow-up question.
I thought that was my follow-up question.
Nope, because I said you get to ask your questions after I give you that information. And so you get one more question.
Oh.
Because I didn't want you to waste.
First one
Yeah,
you gave me
I
for
didn't want
free
you to
'cause
waste
stuff.
your question on the Scoundrel Armada since you rolled so well. If you had rolled lower,
Okay.
I would have told you stuff about the Scoundrel Armada. But since you rolled high enough, you know they're not behind this.
Okay.
They're being framed, essentially.
Fun times.
He kind of just answered what is the relationship between this, that thing and the Free Earth technocracy. I forgot the name of the ship.
The Calamity's refrain.
Yeah. Kind of just answered that question. Unless I could ask that specifically and
Yeah, for
get
sure.
more information.
I think we get a shot of you talking to someone entirely different now.
Yeah. I like the idea of this being kind of like a marketplace, but instead of
Yeah.
buying stuff, you just buy it. And not really buy it, you could just go and talk to people and get information.
You trade information and thing.
Yeah.
This person's avatar is, imagine Rosie the Riveter, but in space. Space Rosie the Riveter.
Describe that.
You guys should look up the World War II propaganda of Rosie the Riveter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the woman flexing and holding her
It's
bicep.
the We Can Do
It's
It
the
woman.
We Can Do It woman, yeah.
Oh.
That's Rosie the
Okay.
Riveter. Imagine like a high-tech cyberpunk version of Rosie the Riveter. With like really good eyeliner.
Nice. Super gay. Super gay for this.
I know.
And what she explains to you is that Eurasia built the Calamity's refrain on Ein 2 using their best resources. They traded in a lot of chips to build this ship. They bought technology from the Free Earth technocracy. They got stuff from the Eco Block. They got the best of the best from everything, and they built this massive ship, which is its entire purpose is to fly from Ein 2 to Ein 1, carrying teams of archaeologists, researchers, tomb raiders, treasure hunters, scientists, like biologists, map makers. Just it is designed to take anyone who is interested in exploring and notating and the advancement of science to Ein 1, dropping them off, investigating the alien ruins on Ein 1, which are these massive grayish-brown coral structures that just stick out of the ground at random points, going in kind of random directions that seemingly have no connection. But it's made out of this very porous, grayish-brown material that almost looks like coral, or like a volcanic rock of some sort. And it's just these massive porous towers that just stretch up. Sometimes they're leaning, sometimes they're sideways, sometimes they just shoot right out of the water and into the side of a mountain or whatever.
Oh.
And they're just full of this alien tech, of this ancient, disappeared alien race. No one knows where these ruins came from, not even the Capricorn. So they send these research teams to break into these ruins and collect as many samples and as much material as possible, which is then loaded up into this massive ship and is then flown back to Ein 2, where the greater society of Eurasia lives, and where they have more settlements and civilization, so they can better catalog it, investigate it, put it into a museum, sell it on the black market, whatever they want to do.
So that doesn't really answer my question of what's the relationship between them and the Free Earth technocracy.
Sorry. All of that to say is, they're very jealous of it. The Free Earth technocracy, their whole thing is they want to be the most advanced scientifically, and they want to have the best AI. When they hear about this incredible advancement that is maybe armed with a super top secret advanced AI system, they get nervous and they get jealous because they are worried that Eurasia will surpass them with all of these alien ruins and the alien technology they're gathering.
Okay. That makes sense though, because they are ruled by allegory.
Yes. Way to discover the villain twist in the first 5 minutes of actual play.
Oh, that's right. We've been going for like an hour and a half, and this has all happened in 5 minutes.
Yeah, this was originally planned to be a one-shot, but it might end up being 2 games. The first half being legwork and explanation, and the second half being the action.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay, Gaia.
Mhm.
You said you had another action you'd like to take?
Yeah, I want to roll, I know a guy who knows a guy.
For sure.
Once permission, I may introduce a new contact, name the contact, say what they do, then roll plus style. I want to introduce a contact who's on the ship.
Oh.
Is that something I can do?
On the Bad Penny?
No, on the,
Oh, on the Calamity's Refrain.
yeah.
Sure.
Either an archaeologist or a, kind of a tomb raider. Probably more of a tomb raider. And, yeah. Does Paradigm Shift work for a name?
Yeah.
Paradigm Shift sounds awesome. Mark that down in your list of contacts. And they are a treasure hunter on the Calamity's Refrain.
Yeah. And so now I roll plus style, And that's
Okay.
going to determine whether or not I actually know them. Or if they hate my guts. Luckily, I have a +2 to style, so we'll hope this goes great.
How'd it go?
I rolled a 4, +2 is a 6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They hate my guts.
Okay.
Oh, can't wait to go to the ship and find them and be like, why the fuck are you here?
Actually,
Anonymous, I know them all right. Tell the MC why they dislike me.
That's a good question. Why do they dislike you, Gaia?
I bet that they also came from Era and just rivaling raider factions.
Okay. We did squeeze in that faction you came up with somehow.
Well, there's not exactly like official factions, like, the Eros factions are big. All across Era, there's just like tons of different poachers and raiders
Yeah.
and just kind of like colonies that are surviving on the planet. So
Fantastic.
they are all super territorial.
Oh, do you have an idea of who owns that planet?
Oh, yeah, it was gonna be the Australian Ecoblock.
Gotcha. Okay.
Judging by the fact that there is Geodes LLP on the planet, which is technically a business.
Okay. So I think the way, like, you're looking to see if you know this, like, if you know anyone on the ship, if anyone you know might have been connected to the ship. And I think, Gaia, while you are online, the way you figure this out is we get this shot of Gaia pulling up these shipping records from...
Shouldn't there be like a passenger log?
Yeah, a passenger log. That's part of the from Ein 2's records that you access through the internet. The internet in this world is called the web. But anyway, through the web. And there's only 2 passengers. You see 2 names on the list. John Wakes, pilot, and then underneath you see Paradigm Shift, and their job title is listed as Reclamation Artist. Which is a very fancy way of saying tomb robber. And those are the only 2 people that are recorded on being on the Calamity's refrain when it was attacked.
Oh.
Interesting. Where did everybody else go? Huh. Alright.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do we all meet up again?
I don't know if anyone has,
Razor.
Unless you genuinely want me to go beat up someone.
By the way, I did advance the legwork clock, due to your failure, Gaia.
Yeah, I assumed.
Yeah. I should be blatant about that, because of that failure, I advanced a clock.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Razor, you wanted to go get in a fight?
I was saying if I don't really have anything unless you're gonna have me beat someone up to take another weapon.
While you were gone, we were trying to figure out what the heck Razor would do, and we're like, they might just go beat someone up and loot their corpse.
Keep in mind, like, the police are a thing that exists, and some police are in giant super robots.
No, yeah, that's why I was like, what is Razor gonna do?
I have provided you a massive list of contacts you can reach out to.
Yeah, but Razor's not...
We can just hold it here.
You could ask a contact to come with us.
I do like... Yeah, you could go and ask someone to come with you. I do like the idea of you hitting the street, which is generally for going to contact for help, but I kind of like the idea of it's like a fight buddy. And like it's a bet over who can beat up the other person, and if you roll well, you win the fight and you convince them to help you out with something. Or something like that.
So is it hitting the...
Hit the
I
street.
think hit the street would be an interesting thing, or you could declare contact, or you could just talk to some NPCs that are at the June agency.
You see, that's what I'm trying to think of, because, again, Razor is not the most sociable.
Yeah.
It really would be if they're gonna meet someone, it's can they beat them up?
Yeah.
So, would...
It could just be like a comedic thing where they're walking down the street and then like someone bumps their shoulders like, hey, watch where you're walking, buddy. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything. And they start a fight with you.
God. Well, I'm gonna say
And then
no.
you make friends with them.
I'm gonna say no, though.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair, yeah. So is Razor not gonna do anything?
I mean, like, Razor's just gonna be, like, generally getting their weapons and stuff. That's what they're gonna do.
That's like a really cool scene. We see Razor pulling out their various guns and swords and things, polishing them.
Yeah.
Does
That's-
Razor have swords?
Yeah, I have a blade, a custom ornate versatile blade. I can say its
Oh,
name.
that's right.
It's named as Obsidian Gray.
Ooh,
The Obsidian Gray. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
that's cool.
So that is,
Okay.
and then I got guns.
I have many guns. All right. Is there anything else you would like to do before we wrap up legwork? Anyone else got any moves or ideas?
We can all come back to each other and share our info.
That's a good scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the idea of everyone meeting up at the June agency to talk.
The guy and Razor just come in and then just Effie's body appears like, hey guys, I found out stuff.
Alright.
So,
Let's all agree right now that nobody knows how to sit on a chair properly.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. None of them do.
yeah, no, Effie's, like, ephemeral form, just kind of draped sideways, one leg normally over the seat, but the other draped over the side and, like, leaning onto the arm of the other side.
That's how
That's
I
how
sit.
there's...
That is how I sit. Damn, you calling me out. That's how I sit.
That's how Effie's sitting right now. How are you guys sitting?
I would say Razor is sitting on top of, like, they're sitting on the top of the chair with their legs in the actual seat.
You monster. At least I'm in the seat.
No. The feet. The feet is in the seat. That's how Razor's sitting.
How ridiculous do I want to go with this? Gaia is squatting on the seat cushion.
Full on L from Death Note, just perched on the chair.
Oh, this gremlin.
They're doing the Slav squat, but like
Oh,
Oh my god, I love
full
them.
on boots in the center of the cushion. Like,
Oh, and they're probably like a really dirty gremlin, so they're just getting dirt everywhere.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, Razor has like they're sitting on the edge, and like they have their one foot bent, and the other is crossed over their knee. So like their elbow is on their other knee that's like crossed over. So yeah,
I like to imagine that Effie is sitting like in a single person couch across from you guys who are on a 2-person couch.
that's wonderful. Just
Anyway. This is a wonderful bit.
when we said none of us can sit right, none of us can sit right.
2 non-binary people and a gay.
yeah.
Please continue the scene.
All right.
We've established what it looks like
So,
to the audience.
After we all sit down like the gremlin monsters we are, Effie is just like, so, I found out that it is probably not the Scoundrel Armada that is attacking this ship. It is actually probably something from the Free Earth technocracy. There's a lot of warring ideas between them. There's a lot of tension. which would make a lot of sense.
That just sounds like our job is made 5 times harder.
A little bit.
Well, I've got something that'll make our job a little bit easier. Maybe.
Do tell.
We only have to save 2 people on the ship.
Why are there only 2 people?
The only thing is, one of them hates my guts.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And prom's tomorrow.
I've just decided that she has a semi-British accent now.
Go
Do
for
it.
it.
Do it.
Why does she only have 2 people? Who is piloting this? How are they managing it?
1 pilot, 1 passenger.
All right then. Reza, any information from you?
No, that's not my strong suit.
That's fair.
I looked at a sword.
Don't make it funnier than it is, Riley.
Hey, I'm allowed to punish you for not doing a scene, or like even failed roles are interesting narratively.
Razor wouldn't.
Yeah, it's. I get if that's what your character does, but I'm gonna razz you.
To be fair, Razor's gonna get a lot of scenes probably on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. Once we get to the
Mhm.
fighting, Razor.
Kaya's gonna be doing nothing.
And Ephemeral's gonna be trying to pick up a jacket
Pew pew.
with her
pew,
claw
pew.
arm.
Okay.
Oh my god. Is Effie just R2D2?
Yeah.
Probably.
And British. It's R2D2 and C-3PO.
Okay.
So Gaia's like, I'll be honest, I already forgot the name of the pilot.
Wonderful.
Well, we'll find out when we get there.
Simple as that.
I think the camera shows a shot of like the list has been kept and folded in Gaia's pocket. Like Gaia has the list in their pocket and is just totally forgotten.
Effie claps her hands together, but again, no sound. You just see her clapping her hands together, and she's like, well, if we have nothing else that we're going to be doing, I suggest we get on that ship. She looks at her wrist, like, just kind of raises her eyebrows in a sassy way, and she's like, I think they were a little bit pressed for time. Maybe we should head on over.
I mean, if I weren't getting paid for this, I'd say we could just go ahead and let Paradigm Shift stay on the ship.
But that's not our job.
Nope.
Have to save all the people.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to mention that Effie is darker skin toned.
Mhm.
I feel like that's important. She is not white.
I don't think a single one of us is white.
No, not to my knowledge.
So, are you guys ready to head over to the Black Penny? Sorry, the Bad Penny? Black. Sorry, I'm looking at someone who has black on their name, and I think Black Penny is going on the list of potential NPC names.
Oh no.
Oh
Right.
no, I would feel so bad.
Okay.
I think we're just getting on the ship now.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you guys are heading to the Bad Penny, you will need a ride over to the shipyard from Mephistopheles, which leads me to introduce the company driver. You all head out into the parking lot, and you see a young boy. He looks like he's 19 or 20. He has scruffy blonde hair. He has dog ears. He has German Shepherd dog ears. This boy is a dog boy, like straight up. He is wearing a high school Letterman jacket. Like from the 1980s. He is on his phone right now and sucking on a lollipop. He is wearing a dog collar themed choker. He has a shirt on that says Race Car Princess on it.
My boy!
Wow, we're really just pandering to the furries, aren't we?
And Underneath the crop top, he is wearing a full-on mech pilot plug suit.
I love him so
My
much.
boy!
I feel like Effie's kind of like a really friendly person. Can Effie be friends with him? Like, can I say that they've met already before?
He is on your list of contacts. He is a coworker. He is the company driver. I think everyone knows him to some extent. If you guys want to be friends with Sparks Fly, you absolutely can. He is a very friendly person.
Okay, because I want to have like a short scene with him real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I want to say that like Effie sees him and hopefully he sees her and they're just both like, "Hey!" and they like run towards each other and like they go to do like just like a really elaborate handshake thing, but because Effie doesn't have a physical form, they can't actually touch each
Oh,
other.
no.
But they make do, and like instead of like clapping their hands together with like the front and back and doing like fist bumps and stuff, they go through on purpose and make it look really cool, and like it goes through Effie's form and makes this cool jittery effect to her body, making it just so cool looking.
Yeah, his tail is wagging.
Hey Sparks, how you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm alright. How are you guys doing?
Well, we are about to go save 2 people on a giant mech, so...
Ooh, yeah, I heard about that. June said I would need to be flying a spaceship today? That's wild.
Yeah, get a little bit diversity in there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever piloted the Bad Penny before. I mean, it should be fine.
It'll be a learning experience.
Razor's eyebrows go up. Like,
I mean, it should be fine. It's not like it's Namor out there, you know?
It's not the worst way to die.
Oh my god!
He's like, yo, Gaia!
I totally forgot that they were going to be doing that. Just like the offhanded dark remarks. Oh, that got me.
I mean, okay, but like Razor probably is just gonna be like,
It's not the way I prefer it, but I mean, I don't think I have some faith if this is the company drive.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm a professional. Yeah, I'm a professional.
At its worst, it'll certainly be a fun ride.
Every ride with me is a fun ride.
Yeah, I didn't say we would die. I was just thinking, suffocating in 30 seconds is not the worst way to die.
Fair.
He gives like a nervous chuckle.
Effie just kind of like nods slowly, thinking about it. Like, yeah.
And he's like, all right, let me go get my baby. And he leads you guys around to the other side of the building, where you see Sparks Fly's personal vehicle, which is a giant robot centaur. It is a bright purple mech that is designed to look like a centaur. One of its arms has been replaced with a giant, fearsome-looking lance. It has the name Shadowfax airbrushed onto the side of the horse body.
This boy is so extra.
It has, like, it doesn't have a bad paint job, but there are parts of the paint that are newer, where you can tell he had to remove, like, sponsorship deals and stickers.
Oh no.
Sparks Fly was a professional mech pilot for this universe's version of NASCAR. There is a faction called let me pull it up real quick, the National Association for Advanced Mech Racing, also known as NAMR. It's NASCAR, but with giant super robots. And Sparks Fly had been chosen as one of the pilots. Unfortunately, before the season began, he was washed up and basically kicked out. And he was pretty much homeless living out of this giant robot for a bit until June found him. And she offered him a deal to become the company driver and the company pilot. And he is basically a taxi service, a pilot if you ever need one, that sort of thing. So he hops in to the Centaur, which kneels down, and its horse body side opens up. Inside it looks almost like an SUV. It's got several chairs with several seatbelts. It's really messy in here. You see bags of groceries and things. There has been a spilled soda in several points of this car. And you are sure if you spent the time, you could find at least $10 worth of pocket change just around this vehicle. And at the front is a small hatch/vent that he opens up and he starts to crawl into as he crawls into the torso of Shadowfax, the humanoid torso, where he is going to pilot. He sticks his head back down through the vent where he is upside down. He still has that lollipop in his mouth.
My baby.
Hey, Sparks. Nice place.
Thank you. For real though, you guys should put on seatbelts because I drive really, really fast, and people have been hurt before. And it's a company liability or whatever.
Effie kind of looks around and looks up at her Roomba. Can someone hold me?
I'm gonna say that Razor reaches up and just grabs the projection.
Someone hold
Roomba.
me.
And is holding the Roomba.
Yeah, when you grab the Roomba, Effie's form glitches and jitters, and she just kind of rolls her eyes and her form disappears into the Roomba.
And Razor just sits up, crosses their legs, and buckles up.
Yeah, Gaia buckles herself back into the chair too.
You hear Effie's voice come from the Roomba, and she's just like, "Please do not let go of me. He is a wild driver."
I would prefer the term experienced with racing. And then he kind of shuffles his way back up, and you hear his voice kind of echo down the shaft. Oh man, this is gonna be really fun. And the door to Shadowfax slowly closes and seals tight. We see the large mechanical centaur stand up, and its hooves open and unfold, revealing thrusters and various bits of hover technology. And Shadowfax lifts up into the air a bit, and then just takes off at a ridiculous speed. Mephistopheles has speed limits, which Sparksfly chooses actively to ignore. He flies over traffic. I think inside there he takes turns incredibly sharply. He is full on Fast and Furiousing his way through the city of Mephistopheles.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And inside is a straight up nightmare, as various groceries are just flying around and slamming into walls and exploding, flying around, being slammed into the other wall. One of you is probably covered in milk at this point.
Oh no!
You see a watermelon just hit a poster and just shatter into a million pieces.
That could have been someone's head.
Change is also just flying around the room like small little missiles. It's a 30-minute drive to the shipyard. You make it in 10 to 15.
Oh yeah, Gaia has goggles. They're going down.
And Shadowfax slowly powers down And Sparks drops down out of the shaft, and lands in the main thing, and is like, oh, guy, I'm really sorry. I totally forgot. I was planning on cleaning up. I swear. Oh, this is a mess. Razor, are you just, like, covered in milk?
Honestly, the idea of milk dripping down the, like, metal pieces in their hair just touches their face.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Oh, buddy.
They take a deep breath, close their eyes, and go,
It's fine. You're paying for my dry cleaning.
The Roomba flies out of your hands and Effie appears out from under it, and she's like, sometimes there are perks to being a hologram.
I imagine Razor kind of squints at Effie and then just slowly flips them off. Like, screw you for that.
Effie flips her off back, but she does it in, like, a fun way. She, like, flips you off back, but she's, like, grinning and sticking her tongue out.
So, you all exit Shadowfax, and start stepping out into, the shipyard. And you see the company ship, the Bad Penny. The Bad Penny is, I would say, twice the size of the Millennium Falcon. Its prow looks a lot like an old ship prow, like almost like a yacht for space.
Huh.
If you guys remember the Doctor Who episode where there's the spaceship that's built to look like the Titanic,
Yes.
like that, but much smaller. And it is a copper color, and it kind of smooths out into a number of engines and thrusters that look, they look like they've seen better days.
Is it like the ship from Treasure Planet, where you can be on the deck and still have air?
No.
Ah, sad.
The front is just kind of designed to look like a ship prow.
Okay.
There's not enough room for Sparks to load up Shadowfax. He is sad.
Oh.
Well, actually, yeah, no. He's like, I was kind of hoping I could bring my mech.
Maybe we could tie it on top.
I don't think you want your mech to get burnt out as we leave the atmosphere.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's just like a real bummer, though, you know?
Yes, but should be good in the long run.
I'd appreciate not having my air tank chipped by coins.
Yeah, sorry. I meant to clean. I really did. But, I had a thing. And sometimes you forget, what your car looks like. And then you are reminded. And I deeply apologize.
Hey, man, you're a busy guy. Don't take shade.
Oh, shoot. 1 second. He crawls back into Shadowfax, and Sparks Fly comes out with a straight-up machete. And he's like, just in case.
Did you have that in a sheath somewhere?
Yes.
Are you lying to me?
Does, kinda sheathed in the underside of one of the seats count?
And they bring their hand up to their eyes and go, so, one of us could have been stabbed with it if it came loose.
No. It's like really up in the seat.
They pinch the bridge of their nose and just go,
Alright, I'm not going to. Just continue.
Alright, move it or lose it, gang. And Sparks Fly leads you all into the Bad Penny. It's very much a very utilitarian and mechanical ship in here. I think a good touchstone would be the ship that the Guardians of the Galaxy fly around in. In their movie, it's very much, there's a lot of machinery and hanging parts. It doesn't look like a place you'd want to live in or spend a lot of time in. It looks very like there's a lot of metal and clunky. That's what I'm looking for. It's like it's a very physical, clunky kind of space. It's called the Bad Penny because it keeps showing up. June has had this ship for a very long time. June used to fly around the ship when June was like a cool space adventurer and a Pinkerton herself, and it maybe saw more dogfights in space than it ever should have. But June has an emotional attachment to it, so June keeps fixing it, which means it's usable, but it's a piece of garbage.
So we should try not to break it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
I'm still just imagining they're so small and getting milk still dripping down their face.
Oh.
Just some messy. There's like bits of watermelon in Gaia and Razor's hair.
God.
I think someone got smacked in the face with a pack of macaroni and cheese or something.
And I don't. Razor does not have the mask like that Gaia
Nope.
does. So.
Okay. You all hop onto the Bad Penny. I think we get a few shots of Sparks putting the machete in a cabinet and then like hopping into the pilot's chair and flicking various switches, turning various knobs. It's a very like a visceral, like there's a lot of beeping and like tune-up sounds which every like switch is flipped. This place is it's not very smooth or streamlined in any sense of the word, and it's very...
I think it's old-fashioned in this world.
It absolutely
But it's
is.
fixable, and it's reliable, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, reliable is one of the tags it has, for sure.
It's one of those things where it's like, if something breaks, you'd know how to fix it, as opposed to having to figure out how to
That's
you know,
true.
fix an iPad screen.
Yeah, it's like the difference between Apple and PCs.
Except this PC is one of those dinosaur PCs.
Yeah, it's a really old one made like in early 2000s.
But despite this, Sparks pulls this cord out of the chair and plugs it straight into the back of their neck, where you see they have like machinery and plugs set up, and immediately appears to know what he's doing. You hear the engine slowly whir to life, and although Sparks has never piloted this particular spaceship before, he looks at home, and he looks almost immediately like he has an idea of what he's getting up to.
Effie kind of looks around the ship, looking for some place to lodge herself so that she won't fly around, and she's like, I assume that you're going to fly this ship as expertly as you fly your other ship.
He looks at you and he grins, and he's just got those big pointy dog teeth. He has the Steven Universe star eyes.
Riley, you really appealing to the furries with this one.
No, yeah.
I think I'm a heckin' furry, man.
The silence on Riley's eye.
I think Effie's gonna like use her claw arm to open a cabinet and like move herself in there.
We get a shot of Effie's Roomba slowly lowering itself down onto a machete.
A different cabinet. Hey.
It's the same cabinet. It's only got the one cabinet on the ship.
Oh no.
And Effie and the machete
I imagine
live
it's
there
kind
now.
of like I imagine it's like those high school lockers that are like a human sized. It's like tall and like maybe 1.5 feet wide. So it can hold a bit in there, but that's the only cabinet.
Yes.
Maybe there's a jacket in there and she kind of like shimmies her way into the jacket to like have some padding.
God.
Sparks speaks briefly with the control tower, outlines that they have clearance to go and what their business license is. The shipyard gives them clearance to launch. And we see the Bad Penny shakily lift up into the air. For a moment, it looks like pieces of it are going to fall off.
Oh no!
But they don't. It holds together. Sparks almost purrs appreciatively, and he strokes the chair he's in. And then it takes off like a rocket.
Oh, good lord!
A frankly unholy speed.
Razor's just. So I, as Reese, love Sparksfly with all my heart. He is the baby. But Razor feels like an exasperated parent who wants to grab the oh shit handle anytime Sparksfly drives, but there's no oh shit handle.
I mean, like, he drives fast because he's used to driving NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like, basically, but, like, that doesn't... He's good at what he does. Yes, he is, like, a fast, reckless, but Sparks has never gotten into a car accident. Sparks has never crashed a ship ever. The only damage on the Shadowfax has been him trying to scrape off, like, a Coca-Cola sticker.
I want to know if you two were able to get seats before this happened.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
He would not have taken off if people were not secured.
Alright, we're going into space.
We see the Bad Penny heading off towards Ein space as fast as it can. And eventually you pass the rotating binary planet system of Ein 1 and 2. Obviously, these are planets, there's distance, but I think space travel has advanced enough in this setting so that it is relatively easy to travel between planets for only like a short time. And in the space between Ein 1 and 2, floating in the inky black void, you see it. The Calamity's refrain. It doesn't look quite like what you expected. It is designed in the shape of a beautiful golden woman. The touchstone, I would say, is definitely Lady Liberty, but minus the robe and the artifacts it's holding. But it has a very similar, like, stoic face and hair pulled into the shining regal tiara with, like, a sunrise of spikes. And its torso around the hip to the stomach, it's just gone. It's just a crater. There's nothing but shrapnel, golden shining shards, their own unique sea of stars floating through this blank of space. It looks like a shark took a bite out of this woman, and her left arm is just entirely severed off. You see the left arm is just slowly floating away, impotently just separated from the rest of the ship. And surrounding it is just countless historical artifacts. You see statuettes, you see what looks like cables, you see, like, aliens. There were live flora and fauna, like alien animals, on this ship that are just in the void of space now. You see, like, a plant that can only be found on Ein 1. Maybe it's not even alive on Ein 1 anymore. Maybe this is a unique orchid that they only found in a certain ruin, and it's just frozen, floating through space. I want to say there's, like, a piano floating by, like, whatever these alien society's version of a piano is. Just countless works of art, countless things that represent eons of a lost culture just destroyed and now just additional space debris. And you see, picking through the trash, floating around in these large mechs. They don't have heads, they're not as humanoid as other ones. They look like if a forklift grew arms and legs and then decided it wanted to be in space. These are Scoundrel Armada mechs. They are called Plunderers. You see 2 Plunder model mechs, just with these big meaty claws, just grabbing things, just picking it like an apple off a tree in the resulting debris. As the Bad Penny comes up on this wreckage. And I think the camera starts to fade, and we just hear the distress signal coming from the ship. It is a steady but a pleading beep. And with every beep, we see the eyes and the mouth of the Calamity's Refrain shine weakly until the screen goes black and we just get that steady cry for help.
Hey Mark Experience audience, and welcome to the end credits. Thank you so much for listening to our show. If you want to see MXP art and laugh at the dumb jokes we make about our own show, you can find us on Tumblr at tumblr.com/blog/markexperience. If you like the music, you can buy it all at markexperience.bandcamp.com. And we also have merch at redbubble/people/mark-experience, where you can buy posters and shirts and stickers. If you want to donate so that we can create more content, you can head over to our Ko-fi account at ko-fi.com/Jamie Remy. That's spelled JAMIEREMY. That's my name. You can find this podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher, so listen wherever is easiest. Have fun browsing, and we'll see you next time.